Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to make this beautiful boubou dress. If this sounds like what you're interested in, please keep on watching. So to make this dress, you will need your ashoke fabric and you will also need your men fabric. So this is a mikado fabric for those of us that doesn't know the fabric, not the shiny one. Okay, so my fabric is in a fold of 2. I will further fold it into 2 again, which means my fabric is now folded into 4. So I'm going to arrange it properly. So after I'm done arranging it, I'm going to rule out a line at this top, which is going to serve as my shoulder line. So after that, I'm going to mark out my shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 8 inches. I will also mark out my neck weight. So I'm using 3.25 inches because I'm cutting directly on the fabric. So next I'm going to mark out my sleeve extension after my shoulder measurement. I'm going to mark out my sleeve extension because it's actually a cut together sleeve and I marked out 13 inches for that. So from that point I came down by 1.5 inches. I'm going to connect it to my neck width. So after that is done, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for my neck depth for the back, and for the front I'm going to come down by 3 inches. I will go ahead to curve them out after I am done. Next, I'm going to mark out how wide I want the sleeve to be, the sleeve opening. So I'm going to come down by 10 inches for that. As you can see, I'm going to come down by 10 inches. And from that point, I will connect into a straight line to the 10 inches. So from the 10 inches line, I will go in by 4 to 5 inches, okay? And I'm checking what I have left. I'm going ahead to check what I have left. So I have up to my hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 5 inches. So that is perfect for me. I'm going to take this line all the way down. So I use my ruler to connect it into a straight line. After that is done, you can see how sharp this point is looking, and I don't really want it to look like this. So what I'm going to do is to mark out 1 inch diagonally like this. I'm going to go ahead to curve it out, as you can see. So that is all for that. I'm going to go ahead to cut out. I'm using the whole full length as my length, okay, as a dress length. So after cutting out, I remember I didn't add allowance for the shoulder, for the joining of the shoulder, so I went ahead to come down by extra 1 inch, as you can see. So I'm done cutting. We are going to go ahead to remove the back piece so we can go ahead to cut out the front piece. And that's exactly what I have done. So I'm going ahead to fold another fabric in order to cut out facing for the main piece. So I folded another fabric. I'm going to place my back piece on it and trace the neckline exactly the same. So make sure you place your fabric properly and you go ahead to trace the neckline, as you can see me doing like this. And after that, I'm going to curve the down part of my facing. And this is what you will have it looking like. So I'm going to keep it aside while we work on the front piece. So my fabric is folded into 2 again for the front facing. But before I cut it on the fabric, I'm going to go ahead to slit the neckline. Remember, there is an opening, there is a slit around the neckline. So for that, I came down by 4 inches. I'm going to go ahead to slit it open and place it on the fabric. So go ahead to trace the neckline just like you have it on the main piece. So after that is done, I'm going to work on the ashoke. So my ashoke is folded into 2 and the weight of the fold is 8 inches. That's how wide I want it to be. So you can adjust yours anyhow you want. And for the length, I'm going to be using 11.5 inches plus extra half inch, which will make it 12 inches in total. So that is what I'm going ahead to mark out. I'm adding extra half inch for the folding of the down part. Okay, so you place your main fabric on it. As you can see, I'm going to place my main fabric on it, and I'm going to go ahead to trace the neckline and the shoulder. I'll also go ahead to slit it open up to the point where I slitted the front piece. Okay, so I'm going ahead to cut out. And this is what I have, as you can see. To place my ashoke, the wrong side of the ashoke to the right side of the fabric, I will use my facing to cover everything up, and I'm going to sew by half inch, just like as I am illustrating like this. After I was done sewing, we're going to notch around so that we have a flat look. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to turn the facing to the wrong side of the fabric. We are going to give this a good press so that everything will relax. Okay, so that is it. We are going to go ahead to press it down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to fold half inch like this by the side, and so you use your pin to secure it so it doesn't move. Okay, and also half inch on the down part, as you can see. So I'm trying to explain it, but before I sew, I'm going to pin it down, and half inch by the side. Okay, so after I was done, this is the back as well. So I'm done turning the back neckline also. So the next I'm going to do is to go ahead to join the two shoulders together. So I open up the back facing. I'm going to use it to turn both the front piece and the front facing, as you can see. I'll go ahead to join the two shoulders together. I'll sew by half inch. After joining the shoulders, I'm going to open up all the seam allowances and iron properly, and then I'm going to fold half inch twice to hem the sleeve opening. So after I was done doing that, I'm going to be inserting an elastic to that part. Okay, it's a kind of puff sleeve. Okay, so for my elastic, I have 9 inches length, so I'm using a half inch elastic. Okay, so I'm going to use my safety pin to insert it through the opening, as you can see. So this process requires a little bit of patience, okay, because this fabric is somehow stressful. The fabric is somehow stiff. That's the best explanation. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to insert. So you need to exercise patience as you do this. And at this point, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please kindly do that, because it is totally free. So that is the reason why you should do that. It is free. Give me a thumbs up, and yeah, let's continue. Okay, so after I was done inserting, I'm going to go ahead to join the two sides together. So from the sleeve, I'm going to sew all the way down. Okay, I'm going to sew all the way down. So I'm sewing by 1 inch. Okay, so as you can see, I stopped somewhere around there. Okay, so the remaining opening I have is about 19 to 20 inches, and I top stitch that point. So what I'm trying to do here is using the allowance I used to sew the sides to fold the, I hope you understand what I'm doing. Okay, to fold that part, like fold it twice. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, I hope you understand what I'm just doing here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead to hem the both sides of the opening, and that is all. So you can see, so this is what I have at the end of the day. I wasn't able to wear it because this dress belongs to a client, not mine. Okay, so this is what I have at the end of the day. If you found this video helpful and you have not subscribed yet, kindly do that. It helps my channel to grow, please. And also drop a comment. Don't forget to share this video. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.